Ukraine. Well, the country's Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, Danila Lubkівський, joins us from Kiev. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. I wonder whether you were reassured or disconcerted by what you heard from President Putin today in the Kremlin.
Thank you very much for your question. Actually, and that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, Mr. Putin's speech is a clear evidence that he lives in the world of his own. And unfortunately, he wants his nation to live in the world of his own, the isolated world. I wish Russia to have a better future than Putin's isolation. We need to act resolutely and comprehensively. Crimea is Ukraine. Ukraine is Europe. That's a clear stance of our own. Truth is on our side. We will use all possible venues to make separate sorry for what they did. We need to be strong enough, and I guess and I hope that the international community will have a joint, common, strong stance in this case. We enjoy full support of the international community, and we highly appreciate that.
Do you think that it has been strong enough so far? I mean, there were sanctions announced yesterday. I think the EU targeted 21 individuals, the United States 7. Someone would say, what difference is that going to make to Russia's stance?
We need to use all possible economic pressure and continue with that. We need to stop the aggressor. Have you seen the picture and have you heard his speech? We have heard imperialistic and chauvinistic rhetoric, and this is completely unacceptable. They did because they had a right to do that, he said. This kind of logic is not acceptable for the whole international system, for our international community. Putin has challenged the international order, and our response should be very strong, because this way of politics lead the whole world to the dead end. That's impossible to accept. That's why we have to be strong, we have to be stronger, and we have to convince Russia to stop their politics, to stop this rhetorics. We will never recognize and we will never accept the annexation of Crimea. And I would like to stress that we do count on international support. Right now, this is time for strategic actions and for strategic deeds. That's very important for all of us, because the whole system of international relations and international obligation has been challenged. We cannot accept that.
Do you worry for what might happen on your eastern borders now?
We keep the situation under control, but we are aware of those who can do some provocative deeds to destabilize the situation. So we will keep it under control. We do count on strong national solidarity among our people. What Putin did, Putin convinced our nation to be united and to be strong. I think that we will control all developments on the ground in all regions of Ukraine.
Okay, I want to ask you now about you were listening to our reports from our correspondent in Simferopol about this kind of outbreak of gunfire that there has been at a base there, and apparently a Ukrainian officer has been killed. I wonder whether you can tell us anything about it.
I don't have any official reports on the case, so we will study and explore that. The only reason why there was no blood and no accidents in the Crimea, that's because of Ukraine's restraint. And our soldiers are real heroes because they showed our peaceful and strong position. We do not accept the provocative politics of Russian Federation. This is a clear act of aggression that we do not accept. And we, in this particular case, we will strongly condemn any attempts to escalate situation. That's why we do count on solidarity among people all over the world to support Ukraine, to support our country, its territorial integrity and borders. Because this is not only about Ukraine. This is not only about the Ukrainian Crimea. This is about Europe. This is about the world. This is about how we can live in the 21st century. The logic of 19th century is not acceptable in this current world. And I'm really sorry, and that's a great drama that we see the catastrophe of Russian way of thinking. If you look at the picture of that ceremony that happened in the Kremlin, it's kind of unbelievable things going on there. The crowd of people applauding that and greeting steps to challenge and destroy our relationship. That's incredible.
Okay, your Prime Minister, I think, has just described what happened in Simferopol as a war crime. I mean, assuming that we know everything to be accurate, that one of your officers has been killed...
Absolutely, he is right.
Yeah. Does it change things? Does it mean that the period of restraint is over? What does this mean? What does it imply?
We will do everything possible to have a peaceful solution. That's our clear stance. Because we don't want any war, but we will protect our people, and we will not budge to aggression.
Okay, Danilo Lubkівський there in Kiev. Thank you very much indeed for being with us here on BBC World News. Grateful to you. Thanks ever so much indeed.